Hey everyone, it's Castro's back with another episode, and as you guys see by the screen, there are some changes happening. I'm excited to announce the new series and the new franchise, the Malibu Vigilantes. The Vigilantes are taking over from the Seattle Mariners. The Mariners are moving from Seattle to California, specifically in Malibu. And as you see by the screen, our home jersey is on the right in the white, and our away jersey, which looks a lot like an alternate jersey, is on the left side of the screen in the pink. Our main colors are the white, the pink, and the gray. And our logo is a cowboy-esque looking kind of logo. And that logo I found on the community page, and I thought it absolutely fit the Vigilantes great. And if you guys aren't familiar with what a vigilante is, it is kind of like a Robin Hood kind of figure where they are like normal citizens, but they take the law into their own hands. They make citizen arrests, things of that nature. And going back to the logo real quick, like I said, I found that on the community page, and it fit perfectly. Almost amazingly, I looked at it, and it was made up of 700 layers. And I think that's absolutely incredible, and I can never make a logo like that. So whoever made that, thank you. I think it fits great. But without further ado, welcome to the Malibu Vigilantes. As I mentioned, we will be doing a fantasy draft, and hopefully we can draft a good team. But I'm excited to start this series. Our home ballpark will be at Bayfront Park. For those of you that are familiar with the MLB, the show ballparks, I picked that one because it is along the water. There's an amusement park in the background. I'm not saying it's Malibu, but it's the closest setting that made sense for a beachy kind of environment. So let's get into it. And we are back. The fantasy draft is complete. We now have the full roster of the Malibu Vigilantes. With our first pick, the 23rd overall pick, we selected Francisco Lindor. I think shortstop is one of the most important positions to fill out. And when he was available there, I couldn't pass him up. He's a great clubhouse guy, great contact, good fielder. He's got some pop, so I had to pick him. With our next pick, we selected Ketel Marte. He had a breakout year with the Diamondbacks last year, and him and Lindor fit that mold that I want. At the top of the order, they both switch hitters, both have good contact, and both are good fielders. With our next pick, you don't see him on the screen at the moment, but we selected the Texas Ranger Corey Kluber. He will be the ace of the ball club. He is a little bit older, but there's no doubt that he's still very talented. After that, we did select Michael Conforto. Going back to that Mets series, he was always a big-time clutch hitter. He had power. He was a good right fielder, and he was a great contact guy, again, fitting that mold. And then to fill out our staff, we picked both Sonny Gray and James Paxton, and a roundabout back-to-back picks. Sonny Gray, he's had a good career with the A's, a little trouble with the Yankees, but he's been good with the Reds. Paxton currently on the Yankees, a great left-handed addition. Then we got David Peralta pairing him with Marte, that Diamondback connection. He is another good fielder, a lefty bat. Lefties are who I love in the lineup. He's great against righties, so he's another great addition. And I think he really helps the fielding of the ball club. Talking about fielding, that brings me to Simmons. Now we got Lindor, but when I saw Simmons a little bit later on in the draft, around 8th round, I couldn't pass him up. He can play third base, second base, so even though he might not be at shortstop, it's a perfect pick, a great fielder. He's got good contact, and he just, again, fits that mold. So I'm excited to add him to this ball club, and we'll see what he can do. I'm a Mets fan. Going back to those Braves days, he's always been a great player. That brings us to our fourth arm in the rotation, Matthew Boyd from the Tigers, another lefty. I love my lefties. I think he has a great repertoire. He has a slider, a changeup, and that brings us to Ryan Braun. Now, we already drafted our outfield. But being in the American League, I thought we needed a DH. And why not get an everyday DH in Ryan Braun? He's not a bad fielder, but just letting him hit, he's got great contact against both lefties and righties, and he has good power. So I think he's a great addition. He is in the last year of his contract, and he's making $20 million. So this will be a prove-it year for him as well. And then selecting another Met, Wilson Ramos. What I loved about the Mets series is the lineup was so deep. Yes, Ramos isn't the best fielder, but I love having a catcher that can hit. I love having a catcher with good contact and with good pop. And that brings us to Adam Frazier, the Pittsburgh Pirate. I really only learned about him last year, but he had a breakout year. Again, a good fielder, good contact. He fits that mold. I know I've said mold 6 times, 7 times in this episode, but that is the type of player we are looking for. We are building a team that is high contact, high fielding, high pitching. And that gets us to some of our bullpen arms here. We got Nate Jones, the closer, Baez from the Dodgers. We got Minor, who will probably be a long arm out of the bullpen. We got Bravia with his nasty slider. And then we got Daniel Murphy, who is one of my all-time favorite players, manning down first base. Again, great contact. He's not a bad fielder for first base. And then we got Alex Wood, who will fill out our rotation in the 5th spot. I've seen a lot of other franchises, and he's always pitched well. We got Listella on the bench. We got Diekman, the lefty with great velocity. Adam Eaton, who's a starting caliber outfielder. He will be on our bench. He can provide a little speed, some good defense, some good contact. We got Neris, who will be starting in AAA, but he has got closer potential. And that fills out our rotation and our ball club. I think we got a great ball club. It was a great draft. We definitely drafted the type of players we wanted to draft. If you looked at some other team strategies, they went for some prospects. So they built a team that could kind of compete now and a team that could compete down the road. We're definitely built to win now, not necessarily in the future. A lot of our players are on the older side. A lot of contracts are coming up. But here we are. Let's go get it. Now jumping right into the game action. This is our second spring training game. We're going up against the Texas Rangers, who will be a division opponent. And I am ecstatic to show off our home unis. Sonny Gray will be on the mound. I think the text is in a great style. I love it. I love the logo, the Nike sign. I think the pink goes great with the gray. Even as nice as the white uniforms look, I think I like the away jerseys even more. And what's going to be awesome about this series is with it being a fantasy draft, as I play games, I'm going to get used to all the different rosters, see where players ended up. So it's going to be a lot of fun. First out of the game, Segura gets a hanger, but Peralta is there to put him out. And here's a star right here, Anthony Rendon, who is on the Angels now. He finds himself on the Rangers. He's in an 0-2 count. Gray with the pitch. And he gets him swinging with an absolutely dirty curveball. That is Gray's go-to pitch. I'm looking forward to using him and using that pitch. Now the Rangers are rocking Trevor Richards on the mound. We got Frankie Lindor and Ketel Marte at the top of our order. Both switch hitters. They can go against righties and lefties. That's why I absolutely love them. First pitch of the game, inside to Lindor. I mean, look at that. Lindor, 5 seasons, 130 home runs. That is incredible. The next pitch is high, and Lindor drives it to deep center field. And it just clears the wall. It is out of the reach of the center fielder. A fast start for Lindor in a Malibu Vigilante jersey. He was a great pick to be the franchise player. Now our number 2 guy, Ketel Marte, he makes good contact and he signals up the middle. A great start for the Vigilantes. That brings up the DH, Ryan Braun. The pitch from Richards. And Braun wallops that one to left field. It's going. And that one is gone. As Malibu has hit 2 home runs within 3 batters. A tremendous start, giving the Vigilantes a 3-0 lead. Now we got Murph up to bat. He takes the pitch low from Richards. We got 2 guys on now. I believe Ramos and Conforto. But Murphy grounds out to Rendon, who collects the double play. 3-0 Malibu. Now Ryan O'Hearn. And he drives one to left field, going oppo, and that clears the fence by plenty. Ryan O'Hearn making the score 3-1. O'Hearn is actually a player I never heard of prior to this game. He is a member of the Royals. I believe he was called up last year. Now, bottom of the third, Ryan Braun back up to bat in a hitter's count. He gets a pitch to hit, and he signals up the middle. And that is bringing home a run. Now Conforto up to bat. Looking to do some damage. 2-2 count. The pitch. He makes good contact, but is right to the shortstop, who induces the double play. But Ramos is now up, still with an opportunity. 0-0 pitch, and he gets jammed and lines out to the second baseman. Now Aquino up to bat. I hope I pronounced that right. The outfielder who's currently on the Reds. He came up last year, and he was sensational, breaking a rookie home run record with the most home runs in his first 8 games. Now he finds himself on the Rangers. He's got an opportunity to knock home some runs, but Gray gets him with his slider. A perfectly placed slider to get the first out. Now Kieboom, the Nationals prospect, he's up to bat, and Gray gets a huge out as he pops out. 2 outs. Now Segura, 3-0 count, and Gray walks him to walk home a run. The one thing you cannot do with the lead, you cannot be walking players. And now Hampson is up to bat. Hampson, a player in the Rockies organization. Gray has him down to 2 strikes. And Hampson drives one to deep center field. Marte will not get that one as it bounces off the wall. And that clears the bases, giving the Rangers the lead 5-4. Gray's getting a little roughed up here in his first start of spring training. And now a hit by Rendon. That drives home Hampson. Marte has no chance with that 95 speed. And that will be it for Gray. A disappointing first start, but it's only the first start in the spring, so he has time to bounce back. That brings in our long arm, Mike Minor. Minor is going to be a very valuable piece to this team, whether it be starting in the rotation if someone gets hurt, or if someone doesn't have a good game and he comes in out of the bullpen hoping to eat innings. And he gets Navarez there to end the inning, a big out. Now here we are in the 4th. Murphy's looking for his first hit after that grounding to that double play. He gets a high pitch, and he smacks one to left field, and that clears the wall. Murphy's first home run of the spring, cutting the lead to 1. Now later in the 6th, with Conforto and Adam Frazier on base, Simmons up to bat. He makes contact, and he singles up the middle as Conforto comes home to score a clutch hit, tying up the game. That brings Marte to bat here in a 3-1 count. Lindor up to bat. He makes good contact, and that just gets down right in front of the left fielder, Peterson, who can't make the catch, and the Vigilantes have taken back the lead. Now Conforto here in the bottom of the 7th. Already 2 hits on the day. Facing the lefty, Adam Morgan. Conforto hits one well. It's deep to right. And that clears the wall. Another home run for the Vigilantes. Conforto's first home run here in the spring. And for those that watch the Mets series, that was always a common theme with Conforto. He provided that pop. Now checking in on some of our bullpen pieces. We got Nate Jones here in the 9th. He gets the first batter to ground out. Now Drury, the ex-Yankee, ex-Diamondback, he grounds out to Lindor, 2 down. And that brings up Victor Robles, the rookie sensation of the Nationals, part of that Nationals World Series team. And Jones gets him looking on a great changeup. A good game for the Vigilantes. They found themselves down, but they battled, they came back, and I'm excited to play with this team. The jerseys look fresh, the team looks fresh. Let's get it. Until next episode, thank you guys for watching.